would, please welcome Scott. He's going to talk. I'm going to let Scott talk about what Scott's going to talk about.
Hey! Is there a clicker, Tom, that I can?
There is a clicker.
Because they'll get tired of this slide really quick. I only have two, but we'll. Excellent. There. It works. Thank you so much for letting me come today. It's really kind of a surreal experience to even be able to say that I am the attorney for Ziegler, and then that I get to speak to Ziegler legacy trainers. It's a surreal experience. 2 years ago, I would not have imagined myself being able to do that, but thanks to some circumstances, I'm here. God led me to meet Tom and Howard in Houston, which led me here. And so thank you for being here to listen today. I get to talk about my favorite topic. I was coming here and people were giving me ideas what to do, and they said, no, you got to be positive. You're going to Ziegler. You got to be positive. Okay, I can be positive. I'm an attorney, but I can be positive. Well, the most positive topic I knew was my favorite topic, me. So we're going to talk about me. Just like Toby Keith says, every once in a while I want to talk about me. 3 reasons you need me is why we're here today. Okay? I've only got your time for 15 minutes, so I'm going to go fast. If I'm talking too fast, just raise your hand, Michelle. Tell me to slow down. Who is this guy? Yeah, that's Matt Rush. I'm Scott Reib. This is about me. Remember. Okay. I've been an attorney for 19 years. I've litigated in almost every kind of court you can in Texas. I've represented all kinds of small businesses, families, and individuals, helped them build businesses, protect the states, and fight over those issues if they wanted to. And I've got a beautiful wife. We'll be celebrating 24 years in June. It's always right around book bound time, June 15th. And then I've got 2 boys who are now 13 and 16, which is crazy. And so I'm very busy being busy with them. And then I have a law firm that I've had, March was 10 years, that I've had my own firm. And so I'm busy trying to grow my law firm. And so I have a small business. I represent individuals and families and businesses. I speak when people will let me and want to do that more and try to do it for money. And we're working on a webinar series, and I'm doing all the kinds of things that you guys are doing. So I understand a lot of what you do. I've written a couple of ebooks. I got to write a real book, and Michelle's after me to do that. Guys, you want a team, right? You want a team. A team is targeted. A team is energized. A good team is achievement-oriented. And a good team is a machine. A targeted, energized, action-oriented machine. You want a team. And maybe it's just one. Maybe you're a solopreneur. Andre's a solopreneur. But he has a team. He's part of Ziegler. He has Tom on his team. If he needs help with leadership, he has Tom on his team. If he needs someone to look at his numbers, his cash flow, his profit and loss, he can call Philip, and Philip will help him. I can testify to that because he's done it. If he needs help with sales, he has Brian Flanagan that can tell him about sales. He can call Howard Partridge, and Howard will help him with sales. He has a team. Those people know where he's going. They're energized to help him. They're action-oriented, and they're a machine. We heard talk about processes was one of the takeaways. You have to have processes. Your business needs to be able to run without you, because if not, you can't go on vacation. And we've got to be able to go on vacation. All right, so the good news is you're working towards that. You have a team. That's great. I've got some bad news. I hate to bring bad news to you today because they told me to be positive, but you have a blind side. You've got some really good things on your team. You have some really good things going. You're learning information here. You know a lot about leadership. You know a lot about goal setting. You may know a lot about a certain field, automotive, IT, Tracy Day. You'll have different spaces where you know that that space. But you've got a blind side, and that blind side that I'm talking about is legal. Hey, that wasn't right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 6 minutes, $58. That's $58. I just lost $58. It's all right, we'll make it up. One of my first partners taught me a lesson. He said, you have to be able to control one of two things if you want to make money in law, Scott. You either have to control the rate or the time. As long as you control one or the other, you're fine. So I can spend as long as I want on this task, or I can do it for a higher rate. It's whatever you want. We're fine. Small Business Ahead says that there's 5 legal mistakes that businesses can't afford to make. The impact of litigation on businesses goes well beyond the purely financial impact of legal fees and damages. How is that? That's because every small business is built, what does Howard say? Because you have a goal or dream that you're trying to achieve. So it's not just about money, it's all tied into your goals and your dreams and your vision. And so if things go bad, it's not just an attack on some aesthetic business, it's an attack on you and your life and who you are. Okay? To avoid these results, you have to be what? Proactive in how you conduct legal perspective and don't make mistakes. You can't be reactive. For too many years, my clients would call me when their house was on fire and say, Scott, put it out. And I say, okay, and we'll go work putting that fire out and we'll make things better. We're really good at that. But there's a better way. You've got to be proactive. One of the last things is on an entrepreneur's mind when they start a business or a company are legal issues. It should be on the forefront, but it's not. People think law firms are emergency rooms, and they're not. They're primary care. If you want to have a healthy business, you have a relationship with a lawyer. If you want to have a healthy life, you have a relationship with a doctor. You just don't go see them once every few years when you feel bad, if you want to be healthy. And it's these exact things, these legal issues, that trip businesses up, according to Forbes magazine. And it can what? Sink their company. Thinking's bad. That slide's not good. Small businesses make legal mistakes all the time, some of which can be disastrous. Allbusiness.com. But knowing what pitfalls to watch out for can make all the difference. As I said, you have a blind side. It's not that you don't have knowledge. I mean, Jacob Salem, man, he knows about Facebook. He has lots of knowledge. Evan has lots of knowledge in IT. But you've got a knowledge gap. You don't know what you don't know. Top 5 mistakes, if you kind of go through those 3 different articles. No entity or wrong entity. Corporation or LLC. There's other choices, but that's kind of the top 2. No shareholders agreement or partnership agreement or members agreement if you have an entity because you did it on LegalZoom or your accountant did it for you and you just had to get it open and get your federal ID number so you could open that bank account. And that's all you did. Okay, that's what 75% of small business owners have done. So you're in good company, but you have a blind side. Do you do things right when you hire employees? We're just talking about a process, David. You've got to have a process when you hire, how to do assessments, how to make sure you're not asking them inappropriate questions, right? You could sink your ship if you discriminate accidentally when you're building that team. You need to use non-compete agreements when necessary, and not the one that you downloaded from LegalZoom. We need to have a custom agreement that fits your needs. We need to know the regulations that apply to you. And maybe you're in a very unregulated area where you're speaking, but you guys are going across state lines, right? And so we need to make sure that we understand what effect that has when we're going to go speak in another state and sell something we created in Texas or Illinois or Indiana, wherever we are, Ohio. We need to make sure that we know that we're not stepping into a problem. We need to know the regulations. Now for the good news. Goodness. I've got your back. I can cover your blind side, man. Huh? Me and Kit. Huh? Iron Man. The Dark Knight. I have the most wonderful job in the world because it's very old-fashioned. I'm a knight. I get to defend castles. I get to build walls. I get to dig moats. And I get to protect small businesses. I'm a modern-day knight. And I exist to protect you. But most of you don't ever call me. You're not on my monthly schedule like Tom is, where I can ask him questions so that I can see the forest. Because he can't. He can't see it for the trees. But I'm sitting at a different level and I can see things that Tom can't, that Tracy can't, that Jacob can't. I can see it. I've been trained to do that, and I'm pretty good at it. But only if I have the relationship. I'm not good at helping Nikki because I don't know anything about Nikki. I mean, I read about her in the book. That's not enough for me to help her on an ongoing basis. I have to have the relationship. Okay, and Tom mentioned this, and this is how we do the relationship. And here's why we do it. It's the hourly rate that he was talking about. If you're paying a professional by the hour, then there's a disincentive for that professional to be efficient. I call that a conflict of interest. My old partner would just call that a way to make money. But I call it a conflict of interest. I don't like to work that way. Sometimes we have to. It may be the only way to accomplish a task. I like to have fixed fees. I want to be on my client's team. I want to get paid for being efficient and making you profitable, not for being inefficient. Okay, and so we created an access program so these people whose houses are on fire could know about the fire beforehand and not have their house burned down. Okay, the advantages of an access program are you have unlimited access to business law professionals at Reib Law for answers on the go. So you're running to the airport to go to your next speaking engagement and you've got a question about something you're putting into your offer. Hey Scott, can I put this language in my offer? Is that okay? So I either pick up the text or the phone call or the email and I shoot you an answer. Real story, on the phone with Clay Stairs, a speaker out of Tulsa, guy I've known since I was 10, I guess. We're on the phone doing his check-in call, and he's in the car driving 45 minutes to a speaking engagement, and I ask him what he's talking about. He tells me, and I'm like, well, what's your offer? And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, what's your offer? What are you selling them? Well, I'm just going to gather their information, and then I'll call them and follow up. Like, well, you need to have an offer. So then we spent the next 15 minutes crafting his offer. I typed it up, emailed it to him. He pulled in the Kinko's, printed it, walked into his presentation with his offer. You can't do that if you don't already have a relationship with a lawyer. And there are other lawyers that do what I do. They're not me, and this is about me, but there are other lawyers that do these similar things, and so if you don't have one, you need one. You need that kind of access. You can fix those fees every month for the lifetime of your membership with our firm. So you said in your contract, you've got your access agreement, even if my rates go up, which they will because everything goes up, right? It doesn't go down. Then you're locked into the plan, okay? You can spread your costs out over an entire year. So we don't make you pay up front for a whole year. You can spread that out over a month. I've got clients that pay every month, that pay every quarter. I have 2 that like to pay annually, and that works for them. That's fine. But you don't have to. You can spread the cost out. The other thing you can do is you can get a discount on things that aren't covered in the plan, because I can't do everything through the access. So we do some things on flat fees. Say you build this business up and you want to sell it. Well, a business sale isn't included. It's a very complicated process that we can do, but that's an extra agreement. Well, you get 25% off of the retail price on that, and I have a price list that you would have on your desk or on your laptop, so you know what these things cost, and you just call me, say, Scott, do it, and we do it. Okay? That slide is wonderful. Wow. Wow. That is very cool. That's really pretty colors.
It's all about you, Scott.
We talked about this. We talked about this. Here, this slide says great things.
If you highlight that text, like you're going to copy and paste, it will show.
Yeah. It's okay. I can just talk about it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kanya. Yeah. Okay, so open your back copy of your binder. That's me.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much. Okay, so you got a few pieces of paper. Okay, you go to the access plan. I've created a specific plan for ZLC. Okay? And we'll just start at the top and kind of go down the page so you can kind of understand. Originally, I had 5 different plans for all different kinds of businesses that frankly weren't fair, because if you were just starting out in business, you didn't get the same things that everyone else got. There were other bells and whistles that you didn't get. And so we changed it. And so now the pricing structure works by your business size. We have to measure it in some way. And so what we do is look at what are your gross sales. If your gross sales are really high, then you're going to have a lot more need for legal than someone whose gross sales aren't high yet. Right? And so that's how we priced it. And so you can see the breakdowns are 0 to 500, 500 to $1 million, $1 million to $3 million, and then 3 to 10 million. I'm sure everyone in here is at 3 to 10 million, so this is going to be a great day. Not yet. We're getting there, right? We're all on the path. And so we have this sliding scale, depending on where you are in your business. But everyone gets, on the left side of your page, there's a whole list of benefits that we get if you're an access client that are included in the plan. The first thing is that we do a 2-hour session. Tracy, we did your 2-hour session last summer. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was there any benefit to that?
Absolutely.
Okay. He basically sat at my table. He came in from Shirts, sat at my table in Denton for a morning, and we went through his goals and dreams. What does he want to do with his life? And then how can I put structure around that from a legal standpoint and help him move towards his goals? And then he left, I emailed it to him. He had a list of the things that he wants to achieve. We had dates, benchmarks of what we're going to do, and all he had, and then he has to pull the trigger and just tell me, Scott, do it now, do it now. That's the first thing we do. The second thing that we do is we make sure that you have that number one problem fixed, that you have a legal entity and you have it set up correctly. And one of the wonderful benefits of being an Access client is that you can form as many entities as you want to, and you don't pay us any more money. So if you have a great idea every other day and want to put it in an LLC, then you get to call me and say, Scott, I want an LLC and I want you to call it this, and we set that up just as we did the first one. We do it right. And you're going to pay whatever your state's fee is. All of them are different, but we'll set that LLC up and you're ready to roll. Okay, and there's good reasons to do that. There's a reason there would be a reason if you had a seminar series that you were doing to put one LLC together for that year of seminars. It's going to be the 2015 Seminar LLC. Now, Evan's 2015 Seminars LLC. At the end of 2015, Evan shuts that down, puts a bow around it, it's done. If someone tripped and fell during that seminar and hadn't told him yet, we don't care. It's in that seminar. It's not going to affect 2016. We've got a bow around that thing. Okay? It's not hard, but we can do those sort of things for you. And then as you kind of go down the list, we do contract reviews. So if you've got a contract that someone's asking you to sign before you come speak, if you have a hotel agreement that someone's giving you to sign for your seminar so that you can be responsible for all the food and beverage and guarantee them certain amounts of money and people, then you can shoot that to us and we review it. Sometimes they won't change those contracts. They just won't. But we can circle on there, highlight, hey, watch out for this. You know, if you're not able to get the people there and you cancel, then you're going to lose all this money. There's no way out of it. So make sure before you sign it that you can get your people there. Otherwise, you're going to write them a check. I've had to do that. That's not fun. The other thing we do is custom contracts. And in the ZLC package, we're going to put your speaker packages together. If you kind of look up at the top section there, and we're going to give you your speaker agreement. We're going to get you a media release. We'll get you all those documents that you need to go around and do your thing. It's just built into your package. You don't have to ask for it. We'll just do it. But as you start doing special deals, you may run into a client that wants you to coach them, and it may be a special deal, and you want a custom contract. Well, you get some of those built into your plan. You just call Scott and say, hey, I need a contract. I'll say, send me the deal points, and then we put it together. But if you don't already have a lawyer and you want to do that, then you have to call them, you have to make an arrangement for fees, and the worst time to buy plywood is during a hurricane. So you don't want to really have to go hire a lawyer when you really need one. You want to be ahead of yourself. And so I want to make that program available to you. I've made it available to Ziegler. I want you all to have the same access that Tom has. And this plan gives that to you. Behind that plan is a special offer for today. I think. I didn't look in the book, but yeah. Okay, thank you. It's the ZLC Quick Start. 60, 60, 60. I wonder if that slide works. Yeah, wow, that's nice. Okay. If you look at the 60, 60, 60, maybe you're not ready to be an Access client full-time. Maybe you're just not ready. Maybe you're not convinced that that's what you need, or that I can do what I say I can do. But maybe you are convinced that you need some help. You need help with that blind side. This will help you cover that. Okay? You get a 60-minute training webinar with me, the 5 legal threats facing small business. You'll get 60 days of unlimited email support from me. You'll get a 60-minute one-on-one legal strategy session. And that can be in person or on the phone, whichever works best for you. And as a bonus, we'll go ahead and set up that legal entity for you. I'm saying LLC on there. If you want a corporation, that's fine. There's some reasons to use that, and we could discuss that in your strategy session. But we'll form that LLC. And then as a bonus, we'll give you our old basic access package for 6 months. And behind this, you should have a copy of what the basic covers, I hope. It's much more limited. It's got a limited number of calls. If it's not there, I'll email that to you. It's got a limited number of calls, but it gives you the access so that you don't have to wait for your house to be on fire. And I only have 10 spots for this program open right now. And so for $15.95, you can get your LLC set up. We can do your legal strategy session and kind of map out your future legally speaking. We can do the webinar. You'll have unlimited email support from me and my team for 60 days. So you can just ask us all the questions that you have and get those answered quickly. But that's how we work with our clients. I think I have 1 minute left. Is that right? Tracy, would you use that last minute for me and just tell them your experience as an Access client?
Here's my thoughts.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I should.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Got 1 minute. We'll take it off.
Ooh.
Never mind.
It was going to be really good.
How does that work with all of us? Hey, I'm from Florida. I have an LLC. I'm a realtor. I have to be protected there. So how does this work if we use you in Texas?
I do all my work from the state of Texas. I'm only licensed in Texas. And so if you call us with a Florida-specific question, then we're going to get you a Florida-specific answer. Many of the issues that we deal with in business aren't state-specific. When they are, we'll go find the answer. If there's something that you need done in Florida, for instance, if you needed someone to go into court and defend you, then we're going to help you find that person. We'll be the quarterback. We'll find that professional to help you. Excellent. Excellent. And then we help you, and we stay between you and them to make sure that you understand what's going on, because one of the problems in life is there's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, and you guys need someone to cut through that. And so we can do that for you, whether you're in Florida, Oklahoma, Texas, Indiana, and we can set up legal entities in other states as well. It's just we have to do our work from Texas. Excellent question.
So, Scott and I joined the Access exactly when it was. And he is a Ziegler at heart. He may not be Ziegler certified, but he's got the same mentality. So he has all of this written down on paper on what he offers, but he also under promises and over delivers. So I mean, just this past week, I came down early to meet with him. So I've been looking at going into a webinar series, doing the done for you packages, which is about how I run social media. Sat down with me for 4 hours. We really hashed out what it would look like to get this done, what we would need to set up, be able to move forward with that transition from a done for you, webinars and coaching and speaking, all the other things. Really, and without going too deep, just because of what goes with it. So he really is the type of guy that under promises and over delivers. He has a lot of wisdom with his business, and he helps guide and lead continue decisions. Like, hey, I'm coaching here, I'm talking here, in the right directions and the moves and steps that you should take or to be successful. Whatever way you want to take, whether it's ZLC or whatever your other company is.
That's my cell phone number. It's a real number. Yeah, it goes to me. It's not a Google number. That's my cell phone. It will. If you called it right now, it will buzz in my pocket. If you'll text me your name, email, and company, then I'll send you my 8 questions ebook on how to eliminate signer's remorse when you're signing contracts, and the little cheat sheet on the side. If you'll just text me that information, then I'll get you the information before the end of the week. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. You brought back memories when I was in college.